7 Things Muslims Should Know About Prophet Isa. Jesus. Prophet Isa is also known as Jesus is the penultimate messenger of Allah SWT. Sent around 570 years before the last and final messenger of Allah, Prophet Muhammad SAW. He is, of course, an important figure in Islam, mentioned in the Quran several times. This article will set out 7 things about Isa as which all Muslims should know. Before we begin, we'd like to mention a few of the titles Isa as is given. In the Qur'an: this is his most famous title that means the Messiah. When Isa is touched or wiped in Arabic, Nasaha, those afflicted with an illness, they would be healed by Allah's permission. Tafsir ibn Kathir. Ra, this means he was a spirit from Allah. Quran 21-91. Abdullah and Mubarak, he was a servant of Allah and blessed. Quran 19:30-31. Ayan Rama, he was a sign and a mercy. Quran 19:21. Kalima and Waji, he was a word from Allah and highly honored. Quran 3:45. Ulul Azm, 5 messengers were called those of determination, as Ibrahim as, Musa as, Isa as, and of course their leader and our leader Sayyid, Muhammad SAW. Quran 46-35. Ibn Maryam, this means the son of Maryam is, also known as Mary. Like Prophet Adam as, Isa has had no father. Moreover, his mother's high standing with Allah is well known. She has an entire surah named after her in the Quran, and she was visited and addressed by the angel Jibril as. Now that we've covered his titles and some of his characteristics, let's have a look at some very important aspects of Prophet Isa's life. 1. He was born under a date palm tree by a freshwater stream. Regarding his miraculous birth, Allah says, so Maryam has conceived him and withdrew with him to a remote place. Then the pains of labor drove her to the trunk of a palm tree. She cried, alas, I wish I had died before this, and was a thing long forgotten. So a voice, either Isa or Jibril, has reassured her from below her, do not grieve. Your Lord has provided a stream at your feet. And shake the trunk of this palm tree towards you, it will drop fresh, ripe dates upon you. So eat and drink, and put your heart at ease. But if you see any of the people, say, I have vowed silence to the most compassionate, so I am not talking to anyone today. The Noble Quran 19:22-26. This passage clearly indicates that Maryam was alone when she gave birth to the Prophet Isa. She was under a date palm tree by a freshwater stream, not in a stable, accompanied by Joseph the carpenter, as mentioned in the Christian Nativity account. We also know that she was in the valley of Bethlehem, some 6 miles south of Jerusalem. Isa was, uniquely, not touched by the devil at his birth too. He was born in spring or summer time. Undoubtedly, much of the Western Christian world believes that the Prophet Isa was born on the 25th of December. Muslim scholars have said that he was most likely born in spring or summer, based upon the previously mentioned ayah. And shake the trunk of this palm tree towards you, it will drop fresh, ripe dates rutab and janeen upon you. The Noble Quran 19:25. The Arabic word rutab in this ayah means fresh, ripe dates, and is further emphasized by the Arabic adjective jani, which indicates fruit ready for picking or picked at the right time. Ripe. This is unlikely to have taken place in the winter but rather in the spring or summer. And Allah knows best. Whether it was spring or summer time, his birth is a true miraculous blessing from Allah. The Prophet Isa proclaims 3. He was sent to guide the children of Israel. In the Noble Quran, Isa addresses the Israelites as Ya Bani Israel, O children of Israel. Israel was a title of the Prophet Yaqub, who had 12 sons from which the 12 tribes of Israel originate from. The Prophet Yusuf is the most prominent of the 12 sons. Unlike previous prophets, Isa did not refer to them as Ya Qawmi or my people, because he was born without a father and therefore, technically, they were not his people. His specifying children of Israel also indicates that he came to guide them, and not the whole of humanity. Guidance for the whole of humanity as a mission is reserved for the Messenger of Allah alone, for the Prophet Muhammad visited his birthplace. On Al-Isra wal Miraj, the miraculous night journey and ascension, the angel Jibril instructed the Prophet SAW to dismount Burak and pray in certain locations between Mecca and Al-Quds, Jerusalem. Among these locations was Bethlehem, where Isa was born. In Arabic, this is called Beit Lam, literally the house of meat. Later that night, the Prophet SAW led all the prophets, including Isa, in prayer in the blessed Masjid al-Aqsa. Angel Jibril then ascended with the Prophet SAW from the dome of the rock through the 7 layers of the sky. At the second layer, the Prophet SAW met Isa once more, along with Isa's cousin Yahya. Subhanallah, they greeted him by saying, "Welcome, O pious Prophet and pious brother." Bukhari. For further details of this miraculous night journey, please refer to our article. 5. He will appear in Damascus in his second coming. Allah declares the second coming of the Prophet Isa as an ilm, a sign that announces the day of judgment is close. Allah describes the Prophet Isa as speaking to people in Al-Mahd and Qalan. The Noble Quran, 346 and 5-110. Al-Mahd means cradle. Isa spoke at 40 days old, as his mother cradled him in her arms. Qalan means the age of maturity, around 30 to 50 lunar years old. Some scholars say this shows that the Prophet Isa will continue calling people to Allah until he is 30 to 33 lunar years of age. It also alludes to his second coming, where he will descend at age 30 to 33 once more. There are many hadith which refer to the return of Isa as Isa, son of Maryam, will descend at the white minaret in the eastern side of Damascus, wearing 2 garments lightly dyed with saffron and placing his hands on the wings of 2 angels. When he would lower his head, there would fall beads of perspiration from his head, and when he would raise it up, beads like pearls would scatter from it. Muslim. The hour will not be established until the son of Maryam descends amongst you as a just ruler. He will break the cross, kill the pigs, and abolish the jizya tax. Money will be in abundance so that nobody will accept it as charitable gifts. Bukhari. Isa will also pray in Masjid al-Aqsa. Behind him Mahdi, Isa son of Maryam would then descend. And there the Muslims' commander Imam Mahdi would invite him to come and lead them in prayer. But he would say, "No, indeed some of you are commanders over each other as Allah's honor for this ummah." Muslim. Thereafter, the Prophet Isa would then search for him the Dajjal, until he would catch hold of him at the gate of Lud village near Jerusalem and would kill him. Muslim. Thus, Isa is not only a significant figure in history, he also has an important role to play in the future. 6. He will be buried next to the Messenger of Allah in Medina. We know that all the prophets took an oath with Allah to believe in and aid their leader, the Messenger of Allah. Remember when Allah took a covenant with the prophets, saying, "Know that I have given you the book and wisdom, and then if there comes to you a messenger the Prophet confirming what you have, you must believe in him and support him. Do you affirm this covenant and accept this commitment?" They said, "Yes, we confirm." Allah said, "Then bear witness, and I will be with you among the witnesses." The Noble Quran, 3-81. The Prophet Isa also clearly foretold the coming of the Prophet Muhammad And remember, when Isa the son of Maryam said, "O children of Israel, I am truly Allah's messenger to you, confirming the Torah which came before me, and giving good news of a messenger who will come after me whose name will be Ahmad." The Noble Quran, 61-6. What is unfortunately less known is that the Prophet Isa will eventually be buried next to the Prophet in Medina. On the authority of Abdullah bin Salam who said, "The description of Muhammad is written in the Torah and Isa ibn Maryam will be buried by him." One of the narrators, Abu Ma'dad said, "There is a place for a grave left in the house." Tirmidhi. Muslim scholars have beautifully indicated that the last action of the Prophet Isa will be sending peace and blessings upon the Messenger of Allah at his final resting place in Medina. Isa will then be buried by his side, as the divine rule is that prophets are buried where they pass away. Aisha said, when the Messenger of Allah died, they disagreed over where to bury him. So Abu Bakr said, "I heard the Messenger of Allah say something which I have not forgotten." He said, "Allah does not take the life of a prophet, except at the location in which he loves him to be buried in." So they buried him at the spot of his bed in the house of Aisha. Tirmidhi. 7. The people of paradise will have his age. Allah categorically states that the Prophet Isa was neither killed nor crucified but raised into the heavens. And for their children of Israel saying, "Indeed, we killed the Messiah Isa, son of Maryam, the messenger of Allah. But they neither killed nor crucified him, but it was only made to appear to them as so." Even those who argue for this crucifixion are in doubt. They have no knowledge of it whatsoever, only making assumptions. They certainly did not kill him. Rather, Allah raised him up to himself. And Allah is Almighty, All-Wise. The Noble Quran, 4:157-158. Scholars mention that the age of the Prophet Isa as when he was raised was around 30 to 33 lunar years of age. It is very interesting to note that this is the age of the people of paradise. The people of paradise will also resemble the Prophet Adam as in his height. All of them will look alike and will resemble their father Adam in stature, 60 cubits tall. Bukhari. Scholars have also indicated that the people of paradise will have the incredible beauty of the Prophet Yusuf as. After al-Isra wal Miraj, the Messenger of Allah said, "I saw Yusuf as who had been given half of world beauty. He welcomed me and prayed for my well-being." Muslim.